us on the show this week, we have Raj Rishi Singh, Chief Marketing Officer of travel company MakeMyTrip. He's sharing with us the key travel insights for 2024. How is AI shaping the travel and hospitality industry and their plans for the upcoming summer season? Rishi, welcome to CNBC-TV18.
Thanks, Shibani. Great to be here.
So straight off the bat, Rishi, what are some of the key trends? Since we are meeting right at the start of the year, what are some of the key trends that are shaping the travel and hospitality sector this year?
Yeah. If you see like 3-4 years back or post-pandemic, people used to go for one long vacation. Now we are seeing that people are taking multiple vacations. I mean, there's one long break, the one long summer break or the one long winter break, and there are multiple smaller breaks. Then we're seeing domestic tourism grow. I mean, while outbound is always growing and has been growing in the past as well, there's this, I mean, Indians want to discover new things. So they want to go to newer places. So it's not only about like the beaches in Goa, but even if you're going to Goa, you're doing temples in Goa, you're doing waterfalls in Goa, you're doing trekking in Goa. So the Indian is in the mode of discover India, discover outside India, do new things, travel more, and travel to discover ourselves. I mean, so that's one big change. People think that travel also is input to yourself, and travel lets you meet newer people, do newer things, and in that you also develop yourself. Short haul, multiple short hauls, long weekends are coming up, staycations are coming up as big trends. Again, alternate accommodation. Indians now want to kind of stay closer to reality of that place, and hence homestays is a trend that we are seeing coming up in a big way. And because of the great road infrastructure India has built over the last 3 years, there's a lot of road travel as well. So people are driving to destinations around the city. And finally, the latest trend, I mean, we are seeing a lot of searches for spiritual destinations. So the Ayodhya launch has actually propelled the spiritual being within us, and people are also now searching for actually traveling to religious places.
And keeping this in mind, I have seen over the past couple of years how MakeMyTrip as a platform also has transformed sort of into like a holistic travel destination, not just, for flight bookings or hotel reservations. You can book like an entire holiday at a go for different budgets and price brackets. Also, car rentals is something, that you offer. Cab rentals is something, hiring a cab is something that you offer as well. And homestays, which you mentioned yourself. How is that playing out for the brand? And overall, how do you see Indians interacting with the MakeMyTrip app and also the GoIBO app, if you can add?
What we are right now is like we're a platform where whatever you need to travel, those offerings are available. Also, we are offering both business and personal travel. So we build almost from scratch an entire business for corporates or business travelers like you to manage their travel online. So we've become like a full platform where every offering that you require to travel is available. And I think consumers are loving it. So what we do measure matrices like, if for a given trip, how many offerings did you kind of interact with or buy on MakeMyTrip and on GoIBO as well. And we are seeing a constant increase on those matrices. So you're not just buying, so consumers are not just buying hotels, they're buying hotels, flights, and cabs and thereon. What we've also done is that we've kind of built flows where all of this is easy. So for example, there are flows in which you can complete your trip. Because at times what also happens is that when you're traveling at very high frequency, there's a chance that you would have missed one leg of travel. If you're doing multi-city, maybe you have kind of done hotels in every city, but you missed one segment of transport. So our flows also intuitively tell you that, okay, complete your trip. So I think we are seeing really good adoption of being a trip, having a trip view versus just a transactional view. And also these new upcoming opportunities like homestays. Now, they are early trends, but they are like consumers are adopting to those trends very like in a very fast pace. So we're becoming the discovery platform for homestays in India.
Okay.
And again, we're building that business both from a demand point of view and a supply point of view. For example, for a homestay owner, it's very easy for him to list his property, give the content to us, and then we make that discovery quite easy for the consumer who's searching for a homestay.
So if I have to list my property on MakeMyTrip, you have made the whole process,
Very
let's
simple.
say, very simple.
Yes.
Okay, another thing was that for the past year, which is from Jan 2023 to December 2023, you were in fact ranked on the YouGov Brand Improvers Chart Report #2 as one of the highest scorers in the indexes. MMT was #2. So these were some of the changes that helped you enable that. Anything else apart from this? Anything, other strategies that you applied to enable this?
We kept it pretty much on first principles that reached the consumer out without irritating him. I mean, which basically means that reached out to him on the right channels and with great content, so that you don't feel bad that, okay, I was watching something else and I was shown a MakeMyTrip ad. You basically enjoy the ad. Either that or you speak to him contextually. Like one of the examples of that is the recent campaign we did with Big Boss. It was very contextual. We wanted to kind of tell the consumers that homestay is available on MakeMyTrip. The way we did it was we said, okay, Big Boss is available on MakeMyTrip, and you can actually stay in the Big Boss house if you use the MakeMyTrip app, which is very contextual. People don't mind that kind of advertisement. So by ensuring that we target the right channels, secondly that our content is watchable, people like to see what MakeMyTrip and GoIBO have to tell, the story that we have to tell, and finally doing contextual in culture stuff. I think all three have resulted in solid love, and we see it on other KPIs as well.
Okay.
That love for both our brands is going up, and this is just one of those good news.
Yes, and also, this year, very interesting, lot of events and occasions all through the year. There is, of course, the IPL, there is elections which is happening this year, there is the World Cup, which is T20 World Cup, which is happening this year, Olympics is there, and then there is the festival season. So what are some of the occasions and opportunities, that you find interesting as the CMO of MakeMyTrip and GoIBO?
Yeah. Cricket is always interesting to us because cricket remains like India's first passion. So we want to always use cricket as a platform. And also IPL kind of works out very well for us because IPL is, in some way, it's kind of in tune, in line with the travel season. Like we see summer holidays coming in May and June, and then April, May is IPL. So from a timing point of view, IPL is always great for us, and I'm hoping you'll see some exciting stuff on IPL from MakeMyTrip. But again, there's World Cup. The World Cup is in North America this time. We are also quite keen on ensuring that the Indians living outside, the Indians living in US, Europe, and those markets also use MakeMyTrip when they plan their trips back to India. So I think that's a sweet occasion. We are not very sure how do we deal with it, but we are very keen to do something on the World Cup and also kind of target consumers outside India or Indians outside India. Olympics is again, like you rightly mentioned, I think this time it's Paris. It's an exciting city. It can be sports plus leisure, so something both, I mean, for the couple, I mean, if the guy is into sports, and so it's a great opportunity, and we're actually seeing this trend in Indians traveling outside, spending money on buying tickets for music events, for sports events. So I think Olympic is something that we would love to dial up. And then we have a second season, which is the winter season, which is after actually the festive season. So I think we have a struggle of too much to handle this year, but very excited about 2024 as well.
Also, I'm curious to know from you, Rishi. At one end, there is MakeMyTrip and there is GoIBO. How is this dual brand strategy working for you? In some sort of a way, they actually compete with each other.
See, our strategy is that we are building MakeMyTrip as this universal brand for Indians, where any travel opportunity, like business or leisure or visiting friends and family, so all use cases are covered, and then whatever offerings you require are bookable on MakeMyTrip. So it has this leader brand play where we are inspiring consumers to travel, ensuring that whatever they need, whatever content they need to discover is available, and also all offerings that you need to finish or complete your trip is available. GoIBO is positioned like is positioned towards the aspirants or the strivers in India who have huge aspiration to travel, but maybe not. I mean, they have budget constraints. So GI is helping these consumers to kind of in some way meet the delta between the aspirations and the budget constraints. So in that sense, GI speaks to a slightly younger audience, and while MakeMyTrip is more universal and kind of speaks to everyone.
Sure, sure. Moving forward, how is, the Gen AI has been the talk of the town for the past 1 year. If you can share with us, how is AI shaping the travel and hospitality industry?
Yeah. So the two big things that AI is enabling, one is personalization. We're able to understand and serve to you basis your persona and your context. So for example, on the MakeMyTrip app, if you and me search, you will see different search results because it's understood that maybe Shibani needs luxury while I'm like a budget traveler.
Maybe the opposite.
So yeah. So and also supposing you're traveling for work, then you see maybe hotels which are more work friendly, and when you're traveling for leisure, you see hotels with a swimming pool. So it's helping us and other brands as well to personalize, hyper personalize, show the right content. So that's one part of it. The second part is content discovery. See, what happens is that there are, like, supposing you want to know about a destination or about a hotel or about anything, there's a vast set of reviews available. Now, how do we ensure that those reviews are comprehensible to you and you get what you are looking for?
Or relevant to you.
Or relevant to you.
Yeah.
So again, Gen AI is helping us kind of curate like UGC or curate content and show very contextually right content to you.
Great. All the best for that. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.